Merry Christmas and happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Welcome back to my channel. We're in prayer today. We're talking about the Lord. If you've never been here before, my name is Jara and this is my husband.
I'm Richard.
And today we're going to do a fun little festive video that probably should have filmed ahead of time because Christmas is almost here.
But we're right in the thick of it, so it's
But that's
still
okay.
good.
Decided to do a fun video talking about how we are implementing a more Jesus-focused Christmas for our 4-year-old son and for us to enjoy as well.
That's right.
And then also wanted to share what we got him for this Christmas. Let's get into it. Okay, didn't write anything down. Side note, don't we look very festive in our cozy sweaters and the trees in the
We're
back?
very
You can see the
Christmassy.
little fireplace ambiance. Wait. In our stockings.
Beautiful.
Also had to make a DIY tripod for this because I thought I had brought my tripod from our storage unit. I have not.
We don't have a tripod right now.
It works good enough though.
Yeah.
So,
We decided to implement a more Jesus-filled Christmas because obviously he's the reason for the season.
that's right.
And I think we tend to forget that in the festivities of gifts and tradition and
the commercialized
Santa Claus and the
side of it.
commercialized of Christmas that we tend to forget what Christmas is all about, especially for kids. If they grow up literally just with the commercial side of it, then they will probably spend their entire life just having
Thinking
Christmas
it's about
that way.
materialism.
Right, and we don't want to foster that kind of thinking in our baby boy.
No. So, to give you kind of an overview of what our beliefs are, obviously, we're Christians, so
That's right.
we want to really be intentional about sharing Jesus' birth with COVID. While we know that some Christians have controversial views about Christmas, we know that it's not confirmed that this is when Jesus was born. It's just
Right.
when we choose to celebrate it.
Correct.
When it comes to like Santa Claus and the elves and North Pole and things like that, we've decided to try to focus as much as we can on Jesus instead, just because we feel like it tends to become only about Santa when it's like that with the kiddos, and everybody's different. This is just our family choices.
Right.
And we've more so tried to teach our son that like Santa can be fun. We can think of him as a character and like read books that have him in it or movies
The
and
Polar
like
Express,
fun
we love
things
that.
like that. But when it comes to like Santa coming to our house or like gifts being from him, that's not something that we are going to be implementing. So we're just going to share kind of what we're doing instead and how we're really trying to get him excited about Jesus's birth and all of that. So yeah. Also just noticed, you can see the top of my tree does not have a tree topper. I decided to change our style this year. I was going to get a new tree topper. I'm looking for a very specific star, like vintage style star for like the Star of Bethlehem. Haven't found one, so it's going to have to be for next year. So if you're wondering why my little tree looks very bare
I know.
up here,
Just
that's
picture a
why.
star right
Picture-
up there. Very bright.
maybe I'll just leave it edited like that for the entire time. Well, actually, something very nostalgic for me growing up was that at my granny's house, she had a little mailbox that I can actually show you. Should I show them the mailbox? Okay, hold on.
Look at this thing.
This is very old. Growing up, she actually needs to be kind of like redone because it's not very sturdy at all anymore. She's real loose.
A little bit of TLC.
She has a cute little reindeer that's fallen off now. But as you can see, it says Margie's mailbox, which is my granny's name. And as a little kid, going to her house, she always had this outside of our playroom. And she always left little like gifts and treats for us whenever we would come over. So whenever she passed away, she left this to me. And so now that we have our son, I've started to let him have this outside of his room, and he loves having a mailbox. And something new that we wanted to start this year was having Jesus leave him little letters. And so this was one that we left for him the other day. it says...
Because of another tradition we actually have.
Yeah, that we need to talk about in just a second. But this is just a fun way where we can leave little Christmas treats in here or letters from Jesus. We just really want to implement it like him and his understanding of having a relationship with Jesus, what that would mean, and like celebrating his birthday.
Yeah.
So that's what this is here for. And it's just a really fun, I think in the future I might change it up a little bit, but really fun part of the tradition.
Yeah,
so
it's fun, and it sets the building block for that relationship, and it will grow more and more.
And as he gets older, he can write his own letters and things like that. So do you want to share the Christmas tree one that we do?
Sure. So in reference to that note, we take a pine cone each year and have our baby boy plant it in his room, and we cover it with like a blanket, and then we say, maybe Jesus will come and turn your pine cone into a little Christmas tree. So
and we kind of tell a story about it of like whenever, Jesus is born, God blessed the earth with trees and like beautiful nature. And at Christmas time, we put up trees to remind us that how large trees are, that we look up at them and it points towards the sky and remind us of the greatness of God and how much bigger than us that he is, and also of his creations. And so we kind of implement that with him. We always use the same little tree.
Yes, the same little tree. And we plant it, we cover it with a blanket, and then
we sneak in there.
Yeah, we sneak in the middle of the night
and stick his tree under there.
Yeah.
But now that he's getting bigger, he thinks his tree keeps looking smaller and smaller. Yes. He's expecting a huge tree. So I think next year we might have to get him a slightly
we might have
bigger one.
We might have to get like a real little baby Christmas tree.
Yeah. And so he loves that. It gets him really excited. And then this time around, because he's getting really into it this year, he was like, I wish Jesus would have left me a note when he came and brought my tree. So we wrote him a little one. Yeah. And
it was to him and all his
stuffy
animal friends.
He was like, he should have left a letter to me and all my best friends. And so it says to Cove, which is our son's name, and then it's all of his animals: Honey, Smokey, Jasper, Peanut Butter, Charlie, and Sloth.
He has a lot.
And it says from Jesus, and it just said, hello friends, I wanted to bring you this special tree to remind you how much I love you. I will see you at Christmas.
Yeah.
So just fun little things like that, we think kind of bring in that Christmas magic. Of
letters from Jesus.
Anticipation and just excitement. So we love doing the Christmas tree.
Yes, we do.
Every year. Do you see my pinky? Very prestigious. Another thing is we're all about the books, and in the Christmas time, we already are big on reading. So every night, pretty much when Covey is here, we read him 2 books before bed. So Richard gets to read one, I get to read one. And for like winter time, we switch them out for the more Christmassy, wintry themed. And the Jesus focused ones we have.
This one is really popular, by the way. A Very Noisy Christmas. It's super
really
cute. Angels singing about Jesus' birth. The wise men come in. Super cute for your young ones. And
he really loves that one.
Each page lets you know how loud you should be, so they really get into it. So it's a really great
interaction.
book. Yeah, very interactive.
And these, I actually love this author because she has a lot of different Bible stories. We have one more from her, Esther. Yep. But she has a lot of variety, and these are not that expensive. I think they're only like around $10 on Amazon. This isn't a hardcover or anything, but it's really great. Really recommend this one. This is a really beautiful one.
Oh, I love this one.
Called Silent Night. We actually haven't got the chance to read this one this year yet. But it literally just goes through the song of Silent Night, and it's really beautiful.
And look how realistic they are.
Yes, very accurate representation. Shows the wise men.
Super cute.
And it's just a really beautiful representation of the story of Jesus being born. Like, look at that one. And then lastly is actually Cove's little Jesus Bible. Yeah. So we will go to, on Christmas Eve, even leading up to it, we'll read him the Jesus story. So I can turn to the right one.
We love this book too. It goes through like Old and New Testament with great illustration that kids just love, and the stories are obviously accurate to the Bible, but on a kid level, which is great.
So this one is for a little bit older kids, but like how much words there are. Typically we will read like one little section at bedtime because it's a little bit longer than your typical story might be.
Yeah.
But really beautiful illustrations as well, really get him engaged in that. And so that's also a tradition that we like to implement is reading and the Bible. One other thing is while we do limit a lot of our screen time with our 4-year-old, we do let him watch like a Jesus story they have a YouTube channel, and it's also, I think they have an app, but as of right now, we've only watched them on YouTube. It's called Minno, really cute. They have a Jesus story. And
that story goes through
pretty much
what the book all show. Mary and Joseph leading up to the manger in Jerusalem, Jesus being born, the wise men, all the good things about Christmas. And Cove really loves it. It's very interactive as well. And they have a ton more videos and other things on their YouTube page as well.
And what I loved when he watched it this most recent time that I noticed is they really try to emphasize the fact that like Jesus is the king coming here. And while we would expect a king to be in a castle and have all the riches and things like that, like he was humble and he came in a barn, and they really focused on that in that video, and I can link that below. It's free to watch on YouTube. So he was really interactive with that as well. Another thing we're doing is kind of a new idea I just came up with this year, unless somebody else has already done this. I have no idea.
It's fine. It's new for us.
It's new for us. I just was trying to think of a fun way to leave prayers for Jesus. So instead of leaving cookies for Santa, what we're going to do is I have a jar. I actually have it over there right now. It's just a plain jar. And I'm going to kind of decorate it all cutesy and Christmassy. And Christmas Eve, we are going to write down individual little gratitudes for the year. Just having that thankfulness is what we really want to encourage in him. Of the reason why we even get to have gifts, the reason why we get to have anything in this life is because of Jesus, and really focus on that. So we're going to, all three of us, write down.
Yeah, so I'm going to write down all of our gratitudes and put them in the jar.
And also prayers for next year, I think, of like what we pray that Jesus will bring in the new year. Yeah. So Christmas Eve, we're going to leave that in a jar for him and leave it closed. And in the morning, the jar is going to be empty. And Jesus is going to have brought Cove a gift.
A gift, yes.
So this is new for us. We haven't done this before, but me and Richard were just talking about like, you know, Cove might be asking about, am I going to get a special gift from somewhere, things like that. And so this year he's actually getting a pretty big gift from Jesus, actually.
A large one.
So you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, so we have a kitchen set, which Cove loves to cook. He loves helping us actually cook, make meals. And we already had like a little diner set for him.
And he loves playing diner, like have the menu.
Yeah, the little menu, and ask us what we want to eat and make us coffee and milkshakes.
And also we already had like some fruits and vegetables that he can pretend cut, the wooden ones.
Yeah.
And also my mom is gifting him some other play food, like wooden play food this year, which will just fit along.
Yeah, so now he has a full kitchen that he can just sit and play with all day long. And it's from Jesus. And I think that's very, very, very special.
And that'll lead us, I think that's all of our main traditions that we're implementing this year. But that's going to lead us into what are we getting our son for Christmas? Yeah. Sadly, everything is wrapped, so I can't physically show you. I might show you in a future video once he gets everything unwrapped for Christmas. But I will pop up pictures. And also, if I have links available, I will show you. But yeah, the Play Kitchen, not sure if it's still in stock. It was originally a Magnolia brand, I think from Target. Yeah, but it's just a really cute set. So Do you want to start with what you're getting him, or you want me to start?
Sure, I'll start. I got him a Melissa and Doug wooden town set. So like buildings, like hospital. There's a ice cream shop, I believe, or some kind of little store, candy store, like a police station, things like that. School,
grocery.
Yeah, and he already has like a play mat of a little mini city. So he can just have it all on there, and he can add some of his other toys. He has like cars and stuff, and drive around each place. So that's really cool. With some
cute like trees and a little fountain.
There is a fountain
and like little fences. It was just, we were impressed by how much it actually came with.
It was really sweet.
So he can either use it on the mat that he already has and have little wooden
or he could just do something completely separate.
Or just do it on its own.
Yeah.
Loved that idea. Typically we do one gift each and then a together gift and then the stocking. We don't tend to go overboard for Christmas. Again, trying to emphasize not focusing too much on materialism.
Right.
So this year I'm very excited about what I got Kobe. So as you may know, we don't try to focus on screens very much for him. And at the beginning, whenever we would go on our longer drives, we would allow him to watch something on the iPad in the car, and that's okay. We don't do that anymore as much. But I wanted to get him something that he would kind of entertain him, or like a game he could play in the car, or like if we got in a restaurant, or he wants to have independent play in his room. Typically, we don't get him things that have batteries that light up, or have a voice or anything like that.
Nothing too overstimulated.
So this is kind of a first for us. It's our first toy we've ever got him that actually speaks. But now that Cove is 4 and he is in school learning to read and write, I wanted to get him a leapfrog. And it's actually very nostalgic for me because I had a leapfrog growing up. And getting the new, obviously, version, it's changed a lot. And I'm still baffled at how these work.
Very much so.
It's wild how they work. But I love it because it's not a screen. It does speak because it reads to him. If he clicks on a letter, it'll read the letter to him. If he
plays like music.
It plays music and animal sounds, and like if he picks the game option, it'll be like, can you find the blue circle? Things like that. But it's not overstimulating because it's books. And then it just has a little pen that he can push on it, and it'll speak to him.
And it's all learning, which is great either way. So I'm really happy about that part as well.
I think he'll love that. And it's not very loud, and you can adjust the volume. So if we wanted to, take it to a restaurant to keep him busy before we get our food, I think he'd be able to play with that. And also, we're planning on going on a trip next year. And if we end up flying, it'll be great for the plane. So I just think it's a great alternative to like having a tablet that he just plays like regular app games. I am really excited about that one.
Yes, me too.
And then our together gift was going to be the kitchen set that we ended up having as Jesus's gift. Yeah. And for his stocking, do you want to mention the first little matching for you?
Yeah, so for his stocking, we got him a chain because I always wear a chain. This is my thinner one.
He has a few ones.
I have a couple. And Cove just loves chains. He was like, can I wear that chain? I would love to have a chain. Daddy, where's your chain?
He tends to wear one of yours, but it's just way too big on him.
Yeah, it's way too big.
And he always wants to wear it to church. And so we finally found him a tiny chain that he'll be able to wear himself all the time.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be very happy.
I think he's going to be very excited. Then we also got him a new water bottle. Yep. That's just a simple little insulated water bottle. And then got him jelly beans from Trader Joe's because those are
That's his name.
Absolute favorite. He goes over there and feels on his stocking, and the bottom's the jelly beans, and he feels that, and he hears the noise, and then he goes up
instantly,
and then he feels the water bottle. The chain's in like a tiny box, so he can't really tell that. But he goes, I think this is jelly beans and a new water bottle. Instantly knew.
Like, I don't know. You're going to have to see.
So, yeah, that is how we are implementing a more Jesus-focused Christmas, and also what we're getting him for Christmas this year. So,
think it's going to be great.
Christmas is
we're
almost
super
here.
excited. Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you find some inspiration. If you don't have time to implement it this year, because Christmas is almost here, save it for next year. What was
Yeah,
that
for
noise?
sure. I don't know. Like a beat just fell.
Man, I found it.
Did you? Where'd that come from? Wow, we still have those.
Cove had some tiny gems that he's been playing with, and they are everywhere.
I thought we vacuumed all
Me
of those
too.
already.
So, Merry Christmas, Happy
Merry Christmas.
Holidays. Hope you have
Yeah.
a great Christmas break if you get one.
Yes, for sure.
Rest and enjoy your family time.
And Happy New Year too.
Yeah. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and we will
Hit
see
that
you
like.
guys next time. Bye.